So you want to buy your first camera. But how do we actually choose one? So I slowed down and asked myself, what do I really want? And eventually, I found an answer. So today, I'm going to show you how I chose my first camera ever. How do I know which one to choose? How do I make it work for me? And how can you also choose without having to overthink it? But before we get into that, we need to look into what types of creators you are. Because once you know that, choosing a camera becomes way easier. I've actually broken down into 4 different groups, from people who just want something small to someone who's chasing that full cinematic look. Let's start with the first one. Group 1, the compact creator. You are just someone who just wanted to start. You don't want to carry a lot of gear, and you don't want to think about the complicated settings, the lenses, the cage, or small tools. You just want to be able to hit record and capture the moment. If this sounds like you, maybe you started looking into the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. You know, it is the most famous camera right now in the market. But you know why it is this famous? Because of how easy it is to actually use. You can pull it out, snap those screens open, and hit record right away. It shoots really high quality footage for its size. You get built-in stabilization, great colors, and you don't even need to think about lenses. It's the kind of camera that you can just throw in your bag and you will forget that it is there, until the moment that you have to pull it out and capture the moment. And even though it is this small, it could also capture in log picture profile, which if you want to dive into color grading to make more of that cinematic look, you can also start doing that using this camera. This is a camera that I would recommend for the compact creator setup who doesn't want to dabble into those complicated settings and just want to go out and shoot right away and get that nice image quality. But this is not the only camera that I recommend. If you want something more rugged, something that you can bring on your hiking, your diving, maybe you play action sports and you want to capture the moment there too, I would recommend you getting into action cameras. From DJI, they also have the DJI Action 4, 5, and potentially 6 coming up in a couple of months, I guess. The quality is almost the exact same as the Pocket 3, with added benefits of more rugged, and this one is a bit too fragile. I don't know where you can see it, but there's a little bit of like scuff marks because I dropped it from one time that I filmed myself and I put this like on top of my car hood. But if you want something that you can throw around without having to worry about it getting damaged, maybe you consider go for the action cameras. You can either go for GoPro or the DJI Action that I've mentioned before. But if you want something even smaller, you can go for the Insta360 Go or the DJI Osmo Nano. These are a small compact camera with magnetic attachments that you can attach practically every places that have like magnets on it or metal. You can capture hands-free, point of view footage, or creative angle that you would not have been able to get with bigger cameras. Okay, but if you want to step it up a notch, you don't mind carry a little bit of gear, but you want something with more quality and gonna have great footage quality when you go out and vlogging, maybe this group is for you. Group 2, the vloggers. Now this group is a group of people who want to record not only themselves, but the world around them. They want a camera that is small enough to flip around, have great autofocus, a flip screen, and a good built-in microphone. Because not everyone wants to carry around the big setup. If that's you, I would recommend you to get into the camera that has built-in lenses, but also an ability to attach external microphone or external attachment that helps with your shoot. Maybe you might want to look into the Sony CV1. It's tiny, but the quality is so amazing. You get nice background blur, nice autofocus, and the quality is relatively good for solo content creators. And you can attach external microphone like the ones I'm using here is the DJI Mic Mini or DJI Mic 3 if you want to go further. Another solid option is the Canon PowerShot V10. I think it is really interesting and allows for like the external microphone and all stuff like that. But you know what? In this group, I would still recommend the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 right here. Because even though it does not look like a traditional camera in that sense, but the quality is on par for these like cameras if you only want to vlog. And this camera also has a large variety of attachment, the lens attachment, for you to capture wide-angle shots or even a tight shot. And as I mentioned before, the microphone in this is already pretty great, and it pairs up with the DJI microphone like instantly. It's compatible. But honestly, for this category, it's considered to be a middle ground. If you want just enough control, just enough quality, and just enough portability, this is a group for you. But if you're in this group, I would suggest you stepping down to either go for this one or the smaller compact camera, or stepping up to the next group, which I think is the ideal group for most of you. The content creator. I know that you're here, most likely you want to create some sort of content, either short form or long form YouTube videos like this one, and you want a camera that is still very small but can create a really good image quality. And you want to be able to have options. You want to be able to change lenses. Maybe you want a wide angle lens for vlogging shots, a medium angle lens for taking portraits or capturing details, and you still want the telephoto lens for when you want to shoot further away objects but still have great compositions. You want your setup to match your creative vision, but still don't want to go to the extreme. And I jump straight into this group because I know for a fact that I want to be a content creator. I want the flexibility of being able to vlog or just capture nice cinematic videos. And in this group, there are a large variety of cameras to choose from. From like Sony, of course, the Sony CVE10, both Mark 1 and Mark 2, which is a great APS-C cameras. Quality is great. You can record in 422 10-bit, fantastic autofocus, fantastic color science, and you can still grow with it. You can start with your kit lens, then later moving up to the 24mm or 35mm for that more cinematic look. And that goes the same with the Canon EOS R50V. Almost everything is exactly the same. And lastly, it also goes the same for my Fujifilm X-M5. Got great interchangeable lens ecosystem, got great color profile, and really easy user interface for beginners like us. It actually comes down to what brands you want to get into. And I would dive deeper into why I choose this particular cameras that I'm using right now, which is the Fujifilm X-M5. I will explain it further, so just stick around, right? And these are just the surface of the content creator setup. You can jump up even higher if you want to upgrade even further, but still stay in this like content creator range. But if you are a beginner, I would recommend you to go for the three options I mentioned earlier: the Sony CVE10 Mark II, the Fujifilm X-M5, and the Canon EOS R50V. These cameras can already handle everything you throw at it. Voiceover, talking head, B-rolls, just these small setup actually works perfectly. Before we get into group 4, I'm not in this group just yet, but I'm looking into the camera in this particular group also. These are the group of people who love the absolute best quality they could possibly get. They don't mind the amount of gear they have to bring. They only care about capturing the best moment possible. This group aren't a group to capture their daily lives anymore. Maybe you have client work and you have to deliver the best quality possible. This group is for you. But if you are in this group, I don't think you're gonna watch this type of video. But if you just want to like stick around, the camera that can deliver that type of quality is of course the cinema lines from Sony, the Sony FX30 and the Sony FX3, or even the A7S III. And even also the Sony CVE1, which has the same sensor as the FX3 but more tailored towards the vloggers. With great compact body, high dynamic range, and features tailored toward filming. Or maybe on Fuji side, they also Fujifilm X-H2S. It has been released for more than 3 years now and is still going strong. I wish that Fuji would support this further because I'm considering getting this one for myself, but it's relatively old now. There's a lot more better features in other brands, but I hope there are X-H3S in an upcoming year or two. But I'm not gonna talk about this group way too much because I'm still in the group 3, the content creator group. I'm not in this group just yet. But let's get into why I chose this camera in particular, the Fujifilm X-M5. So I spent a lot of time searching and look into what camera that best fits me, like you probably have done. I have always loved creating things, not only in the video side of things, but also in like digital space, design, and also something in video games. I like the feeling of creating something from nothing, and I want to be able to keep creating all those type of things for a long time. So that's why when I'm looking into cameras, I also look into something that isn't gonna limit my creativity. Something that's gonna cover everything that I love doing. Videos, images, short cinematic montage, or creative projects. At first, I look into Sony because from the viewer's eye perspective, I think most people will look into Sony footage and say this is way more cinematic, and I totally agree with them. Because they have this certain highlight rolled off or like certain something in the shadows that makes it look like a movie. And that is also why many creators stick with Sony, because of how cinematic it looks. But when I thought about creating, not just video, but also images, I don't want to spend time fine-tuning or editing my photos. I want my photos to come out straight out of the camera, ready to post on social media to continue my creativity then and there without having to go back home, masking, editing a lot of stuff. It's complicated and the editing software is relatively expensive. But then Fujifilm, with years and years of experiences in film cameras, they have film simulations with a lot of film stock to choose from and a little options to fine-tune my pictures to my liking. It delivers this nostalgic, filmic look. It's organic and honestly beautiful. It saves me time, it saves me money, and expand my creative process way further. So that's why I go with Fuji and X-M5 in particular, because I'm not a professional videographer or photographer alike. I'm not a professional, so I just dive into this camera world. So I want something that's easy to use and can produce high quality image and stylized image at the click of a button. And of course, it can shoot in f-log too, which I also want to learn about color grading to produce this filmic look that you're all seeing right here. But the downside is, of course, it does not have the in-body image stabilization, which, to be honest, kind of irritates me because the only options I have is the lens with stabilization in the optical itself. So there are a large amount of lenses that are being left out from the options that I could potentially use. And God forbid, if I forgot to turn on the optical stabilizations, the footage is unusable. And still to this point, I still haven't used this camera to the fullest potential, but that downside is actually what makes me want to consider getting a new camera, but not necessarily a new camera ecosystem as a whole. But for someone who knows nothing about the camera, I think the Fujifilm X-M5 is the best answer for all of you out there. So yeah, that's why I choose Fuji in particular, but it isn't really about the brand. At the end of the day, the ecosystem is just a tool. The difference is in the way that you use them, how you learn, how to experiment, and build your own visual language from the gears you have. The camera doesn't make you a creator. You do. The way you see things, the way you tell story, the moment you choose to capture. That is what defines your work. So no matter what you're holding right now, the Pocket 3, the X-M5, or even the FX3, don't worry too much about what is the best options. Focus on what's right for you and just keep creating. And if you're curious about what setup I use for the Fujifilm X-M5, the lenses, the gear, the ecosystem, I made a video for it. You can click right here and I'll be seeing you there.